really going to do their homework on you. Of course, up at Cbus Super Stadium, we have another cracking match to come. This is a rematch of last year's grand final. The Knights up against the Titans, but Roo, unfortunately for the Titans, they've been forced into some changes. No Lauren Brown and no Niall Williams-Guthrie as well.
Yeah, they're big losses. I tell you what, though, I'm glad to see that Georgia Hale is able to take the field today. She left the field early last week, and she's going to be so vital for...
And they're starting to find their mojo. This champion Newcastle outfit, 94 points in their last 3 games. And at the back, they have the gun, Tamika Upton, and of course the Star sisters, Hannah and Jessie Southall. We'll never forget the heroics from the female Dally M winner, Tamika Upton, to pull the grand final out of a near hapless position last year. 6 tries in the last 6 games. Winner of the back-to-back Karen Murphy medals as player of the match in a grand final. She is the certified star of the women's game. And of course, Jessie Southall, still so young, but so rich in talent. So the Titans lost Lauren Brown yesterday with a broken hand. Niall Williams-Guthrie also out. Emily Bass was ruled out yesterday. They do have Jamie Chapman though, Roo, and with the exception of a hat-trick she scored against the West Tigers, she's been tryless outside of that, so maybe she's due.
Well, she'll be looking to rectify that today. She's a great inclusion for the Titans. So exciting. Plenty of pace, plenty of physicality. I'll tell you what, though, this battle through the middle is going to dictate how this game plays out.
So Newcastle can take a large step towards cementing a place in the finals. The Titans with a loss will bow out, and that is not the way to commence.
No, she just snatched at that one, unfortunately. It looked like it just climbed on her at the last minute, didn't it?
Scrum's over here.
Well, this gives the Knights early opportunity. They would have been in a defensive mindset to start this game. And an early midfield scrum. They're loading up their right edge, 4-2.
Fipo, the player responsible for the spilt ball. Picked up by Higgins. Jessie Southwell playing short to Bridie Parker. Hannah Southwell across to Roach. And now Clydesdale outside that left-hand post. Good defence so far. That's Georgia Hale, the defensive machine in this Titans outfit. Roach, Clydesdale, try. Just after a minute gone, and Newcastle make the Titans pay for that mistake from the kick-off.
I actually thought they went the wrong way because the Titans had the numbers here to shut this down, but it was just that movement of Tamika Upton out the back on the Harvey Norman replay. Just pulled the defensive line of the Titans about. You just see the centre get really interested in what Tamika Upton's doing, and Clydesdale, she's got such a great footy brain. She identifies that as she just charges over the line.
Midpoint of between the posts and the sideline here. 6-0.
Yeah, there's a challenge there by the Titans player. She played out the football. That's why the set has restarted here for the Knights. And this amount of possession, you just imagine how long it's going to be until they are able to score points.
Southall, Roach, dummies. The English star signed a 5-year contract with Newcastle last year. Butler! The upright pad has denied the front rower. Upton, ample room, and a fairly simple finish for Sheridan Gallagher.
I tell you what, I think Rima Butler will be asking for a dimension on the pads for the post there. So wide, it just denies her, but they're on the Harvey Norman replay as they shift out to the right here. It's just really nice hands. And Upton, as she takes the line on, she squares up and gets that outside defender interested. And she shifts the ball beautifully. Good run by the second rower, not impeding anybody, and a nice catch pass there by Shanice Parker. And
make it 6. Montgomery brings Politi in, and it's been pinched by Gallagher. Gallagher make a charge even. Have a look at this. What's the collective noun for a bunch of Titans? Because that's exactly what it was. There was about 8 of them.
Talk about putting yourself in the picture, the Titans. They scrambled so well.
Roche over the top. Upton coming from well back. She's going to run past the ball. What a try.
Just brilliant, wasn't that? That whole set, Sheridan Gallagher got them off to such a great start with that intercept. And then on the Harvey Norman replay, I'm sure we'll see that again. That was the whole setup. This is what I like. Georgia Roach sees there's no fullback at play. Tamika Upton was obviously screaming for it. She's flooding that middle. She picks it up and scores it. What a great couple of tackles by the Knights.
Look how far back Tamika Upton is. She's run past half the Titans team, for goodness sakes.
And she is special.
18-0. Stopped in the tackle of Shaylee Bent. Now Hannah Southall, pardon me, that's Romy Nook. She's got the coloured headgear, of predominantly white, but some stripes there to help out. Great tap on. Gallagher off Upton. Politi across there. Chapman also. And then another of the Titans defenders, that was Georgia Sim, who's making her debut. Comes back to the middle. And Hannah Southwell stopped. Titans trying to hang on, but they just couldn't. And another run from dummy half by Higgins finds plenty of space and a 4th try.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties by the Titans, and the Knights just consolidating that field position. The Harvey Norman replay we saw earlier in the previous set of 6, Olivia Higgins, a great dart out of 9. But this has been some kind of start for the Knights. Grand final rematch. We saw these two vie for that title last year.
Led right up until the closing stages, until they were Uptoned. Another conversion, it's 24-0.
Make sure she's behind. Yep, there you go.
But the Knights were deemed to get the ball back, and again on the attack. Here the Titans are just hanging on.
Help! Help! Please, Georgia! Back foot, wait.
Roach, Upton, Clydesdale. Through some very brittle defence.
Well, it was just a rinse and repeat from the first try, really, wasn't it? It can't be looked at. And Georgia Roach just using her edge. This time Tamika Upton ball playing, the movement of Roach out the back. For Clydesdale, that is what makes this play. And previously it was Tamika Upton moving out the back, so they've got the same shape. It's just everybody can play different positions of it. And this is really lovely work here by the Knights. Great line, Clydesdale.
Shanice Parker playing it back. Nation Albert Jones, busy as ever. Another tackle on the tally for Georgia Hale. Upton. Clydesdale this time. Wrapped up around the ball by Lefippo. Down inside the 20. Maynard. She's rapid from dummy. Oh, Ada Corder goes boom.
I've been on the receiving end of one of her tackles. Can confirm.
Doesn't look enjoyable. Upton, floating pass. And they are ripping them apart. And Tamika Upton with all the class in the world. 34-0. There might be a few with braces come the end of this game, unless the momentum shifts rapidly. Brayley Nati, Georgia Hale. Montgomery with a kick over the top, wanting Chapman to chase through. Upton's going to get over there. And the siren signals the end of a very dominant 35 minutes of footy by the Newcastle Knights. 6 tries to zip. Tackle.
Lefippo.
Yeah. Takes some bravery to get low around the bootlaces of these big mobile forwards. Oh, now Maynard's got an injury.
Dangerous contact.
Well, there was immediate concern even from the defenders. The referees say dangerous contact.
Yep.
It's there.
Yep.
I hate seeing that.
Yep.
This is the danger when you lose your legs in a tackle.
Yep.
As soon as you stop driving your legs, you put yourself and the attacker in. She'll be wanting to know if they're regulation-sized pads as well.
Well, normally they kick it a metre in front of the line, so it doesn't hit the post. We've actually seen a kicker kick it behind the line for the first time.
Leilani Montgomery, you're too honest.
Wait, locked in.
That's bizarre. Predabon.
She's short. Tackle 3. Get out there now. Back foot.
Southwell fires a long one to Gallagher. And they're just play acting now. Parker with the try.
Well, this was all just off that big pass by Jessie Southwell. A half metre, she would have been fine. But here, Jessie Southwell just identifies that the defence is very compressed by the Titans. And Sheridan Gallagher does well, comes back against the grain, and then finds some space. Shanice Parker wrapping around towards that sideline. Good comms by this right edge for the Knights.
Hook off. Stay in, Barney. Pull in. Right.
Oh, Upton for Gallagher. Too slick, too classy.
Well, set scrum play. They'd set up 4-2, the defensive line. You just see here on the Harvey Norman replay how narrow that defensive spacing is.
Go one. Shanice. It's a big 0.
Well, that one was just a bit too far in front of Sheridan Gallagher there. Probably the first blemish on her scorecard.
Arakua and then Politi. There's a little bit of room out wide if they can get the ball there. It comes to Gray and they're on the board.
I love this from the Titans. They get that turnover through that error from Sheridan Gallagher. And then they just move the ball. It's actually Arakua that actually does so well, the front rower, to find a ball player in Politi. And Georgia Gray to come up with points. See here, big fend. Good stuff by the young woman.
Always keen to run when the opportunity presents.
Go free.
Nice bit of footwork there by Southwell.
Right back.
If you're going to shoot up on her, you have to go up together.
Go 4.
She's got a good step.
Just Tamika. A drag in the inside defence. And it's an open gallop to the line for Tanika Willison. 50 points maybe in the offing here for these Newcastle girls.
Just all looked a little too easy, didn't it, Tomo? Broke it down through the middle. Nice shift out. Georgia Roach, key to this one. She doesn't try and hang on to the ball and take the line on too much. She actually finds Tamika Upton nice and early on the Harvey Norman replay. Shift. And then here, you can just see ball in 2 hands. It gets 2 outside defenders really interested in her. And Tanika Willison does very well as well. She changed the ball in her hands a couple of times in that run. And then was able to put it down nice and cleanly. But Abigail Roach, a lovely last pass. And a winger just in the right position.
Across the face. Yasmin Clydesdale corralling her in the tackle. FIPO again. Left 2 of her runners behind. There was a touch by Newcastle, so the tackle count's restarted. Mato. Shannon Mato. Oh! Lashing out at Predabon. Taylor didn't react, which is fortuitous, but the Titans have scored anyway. They're second.
Yeah, well, I think Laker Clark deserved this one. She has, and it was a lovely bit of service there by Lily Rose Kolk as well. Not too hard, just gave it to her in a position. She was able to catch it cleanly. Bit off an extra 10-15 metres as well on that return. But 5 seconds left in the game. There's still plenty of energy in this Knights outfit.
So that brings it to a conclusion. Big win for Newcastle, 46-10.